2009, Jan Koum walks into Facebook's headquarters for a job interview. He's a talented engineer, self-taught, hungry to prove himself. Facebook looks at his resume and says, no, not a good fit. Thanks, but we'll pass. 5 years later, Mark Zuckerberg walks into a room and writes Jan Koum a check for $19 billion. $19 billion. Not because he wanted to, because he had no choice. This is the story of WhatsApp, an app built by two guys Facebook rejected. An app that became so massive, so threatening, that Facebook had to pay one of the largest acquisition prices in tech history just to make it stop. This is rejection turning into the ultimate payback. Let's go back to the beginning. Jan Koum's story doesn't start in Silicon Valley. It starts in a small village near Kiev, Ukraine. Jan grows up poor, really poor. His family lives in a small house with no electricity or running water. At 16, his mom brings him to California to escape anti-Semitism and find a better life. They settle in Mountain View, which, ironically, is right in the heart of what will become Silicon Valley. But Jan's not rubbing shoulders with tech billionaires. He's living in a small apartment, his mom cleaning houses to keep them afloat. Jan teaches himself computer programming. No fancy degree, no boot camp, just books, curiosity, and relentless focus. He sweeps floors at a grocery store to help pay bills. He learns to code at night. By 18, he's good enough to get a job at Ernst & Young as a security tester. Then in 1997, he applies to Yahoo, and somehow they say yes. Yahoo becomes his home for the next decade. He works as an infrastructure engineer, meets a guy named Brian Acton, who'll become his best friend and future co-founder. They're both grinding, learning, building. But by 2007, Yahoo is struggling. The company's crumbling. Jan and Brian decide it's time to leave. They've been in tech for years, they've saved some money, and they figure, why not try to get hired at the hottest company in Silicon Valley? Facebook. Brian Acton applies to Facebook. He's got years of experience at Yahoo, solid engineering skills, knows the industry. Facebook rejects him. A few months later, Jan Koum applies. Same story, experienced, talented, hungry. Facebook rejects him too. Now think about this for a second. Facebook just turned down two engineers who will go on to build one of the most successful apps in history. And not just any app. An app that will directly threaten Facebook's dominance. Brian tweets about it. Facebook turned me down. It was a great opportunity to connect with some fantastic people. Looking forward to life's next adventure. Most people would be crushed. These guys, they take it as a sign. Maybe working for someone else isn't the move. Maybe it's time to build something themselves. Jan starts thinking about communication. He grew up in a place where phone lines were tapped, where privacy didn't exist. He's always been obsessed with the idea of private, secure messaging. And then, in 2009, Apple launches the App Store. Jan sees it and has a realization. This changes everything. You can build software that lives in people's pockets. No desktop required. No installation hassles. He buys an iPhone and starts coding. Jan's vision for WhatsApp is simple, almost radical in its simplicity. No ads, no gimmicks, no games, no BS. Just messaging that works. Fast, reliable, private. He names it WhatsApp because it sounds like what's up, a casual greeting. The whole vibe is anti-corporate, anti-Silicon Valley, anti-Facebook. In February 2009, Jan incorporates WhatsApp Inc. His co-founder Brian Acton joins him. They both put in money from their Yahoo savings. They're betting everything on this. The first version is buggy. It crashes constantly. People download it and immediately delete it. It's a disaster. But Jan keeps iterating. He adds status updates, then messaging, then group chats. Slowly it starts working. And then something crazy happens. It starts growing really fast. People love how simple it is. No friend requests, no profiles, no feeds. Just your phone number and your contacts. You can message anyone, anywhere for free. In countries where texting is expensive, WhatsApp is a lifeline. It spreads like wildfire through Latin America, India, Europe. Growth is insane. Facebook notices. Mark Zuckerberg watches WhatsApp's numbers climb. And he starts to worry, because WhatsApp isn't just growing, it's growing faster than Facebook did. And it's doing it without ads, without data mining, without any of the things Facebook built its empire on. WhatsApp is everything Facebook isn't. And people love it. By 2014, WhatsApp has 450 million users, almost 500 million people using an app built by two guys Facebook rejected. And here's the kicker. WhatsApp is a direct threat. Every message sent on WhatsApp is a message not sent on Facebook Messenger. Every user choosing WhatsApp is choosing privacy over Facebook's data collection. Zuckerberg realizes he has two options, compete with WhatsApp and probably lose, or buy them. So he makes an offer, $19 billion. At the time, the largest acquisition of a venture-backed company in history. Let me put that in perspective. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion in 2012, and people thought Zuckerberg overpaid. This is 19 times that. Jan and Brian are sitting on an offer that would make them billionaires overnight. But there's tension. WhatsApp was built on principles, no ads, no data mining, privacy first. Facebook's entire business model is the opposite. They negotiate terms. Facebook promises WhatsApp will remain independent, no ads, user privacy protected. John stays on to run it. In February 2014, the deal closes, $19 billion. The guys Facebook wouldn't hire are now walking away with one of the biggest paydays in tech history. But here's where the story gets even better. After the acquisition, things get uncomfortable fast. Facebook starts pushing for changes. They want ads in WhatsApp. They want access to user data. They want to monetize. Jan and Brian resist. This isn't what WhatsApp was built for. This isn't what they promise users. The tension builds. Facebook's leadership wants revenue. Jan and Brian want to protect privacy, and Brian Acton leaves Facebook. He walks away from $850 million in unvested stock. Let that sink in. He gave up nearly $1 billion because he refused to compromise on principles. On his way out, he tweets, "It is time for me to move on. I'm leaving at a time when WhatsApp is stronger than ever." He later admits in an interview, "I sold my users' privacy to a larger benefit. I made a choice and a compromise. I live with that every day." Jan Koum stays a bit longer, but in 2018, he's out too. Walks away from his remaining stock, also hundreds of millions, because Facebook won't stop pushing for monetization and data access. He posts on Facebook, ironically, "I'm leaving WhatsApp to take time off to do things I enjoy outside of technology." But everyone knows what really happened. Facebook bought WhatsApp for $19 billion, and the founders left because they wouldn't let it become another Facebook. So here's the final score. Facebook rejected Jan Koum and Brian Acton in 2009. 5 years later, Facebook paid them $19 billion. A few years after that, both founders walked away from hundreds of millions more because they refused to compromise their principles. Facebook got WhatsApp, but Jan and Brian got the ultimate revenge. They proved Facebook wrong, made billions, and left on their own terms. Never underestimate the people you reject. They might just build something you'll be forced to buy. If you enjoyed this story, hit like and subscribe for more revenge tales that created billion-dollar empires. See you in the next one.